What's up, Extra Butter listeners? On today's episode, we're moving into part 4 of our Battle Pod series, which will be featuring Good Will Hunting, the 1997 romance drama, versus The Pursuit of Happyness, 2006 drama slash melodrama, which we learned about last week and I don't think we touched on today, but based on a true story. Fourth episode here, two dramas, a lot of comparisons, not similar plots. So hope you guys have watched both of these if you're listening now. If not, stop the pod, get off, go watch both of these movies. I believe both of them can be found streaming. If not, find a way to watch it, rent it, spend a couple bucks. Talk a little bit about Screen Unseens we did not go see. We got a shorter week this week, so did check out and see what they were. We were correct on The Sheep Detective that came out on Sunday and The Wizard of Kremlin on Monday. So two movies that are upcoming that will be in theaters soon. Talk a little bit about those. Touch on NHL and NBA playoffs. Might have gotten into expansion drafts and NIL deals and midseason volleyball, Big Ten schedules. How we get there, I don't know, but stick around in the beginning of the pod for that. Or skip ahead and listen to us talk about the movies. But we've got some gears to grind for you. We've got some Oscars to give before we get into it. Make sure to find every episode on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Music. Drop us a follow on Instagram, X, the Everything app. It's all happening on X and TikTok for videos, clips, pictures, images, whatever we've got for you. It's going to be posted on the socials. Polls for the Battle Pod series live on Wednesdays. For the previous episode, we want to know who won is pre or post 2000s movies better and why. So make sure to check us out there, guys. We love you. We care about you. Enjoy the episode. Battle Pods Part 4 starts now. Geese, roll the tape.
Extra, extra butter on the corn for me. Extra, extra butter. I hope they don't charge a fee. But it won't matter anyway. I got a good movie to play. I'm gonna ask my friends to stay extra butter for me.
This is episode 56, and well, I'll try to throw a jinx out there. The Colorado Avalanche have won the 2026 Stanley Cup Finals. That team is a problem. I know we have been big Minnesota poll here. I mean, you score 6 goals in a game and lose by 3. That's tough. They're playing right now. They're down 3-1 again. Looking across the board at the NHL, I mean, there's not a better team. They were the President's Cup winner, so it makes sense. They were the best team all year, but the Wild and the Stars were, 2A, 2B, going to have to play the Avs in the second round, and they're just getting pumped. And there's not a whole lot they can do about it. You mean 5-5 going to the third period, they're down 3-0, they tie it up. They go down 4-3, 5-3, whatever, tie it up again, and they still just can't overcome it. The Avs are,
and they have to do that every game because the Wild's D can't skate with these guys. No. They just keep making too many mistakes. Turnovers is the biggest one in my opinion. But the amount of offense that the Avs have with their level of defense, like, you have to play lights out every game of the series to even sniff them.
That's what makes the 7-game series in every sport but football interesting, but the better team should prevail or be able to do that, or the underdog winning is more impressive than a one-game playoff.
Gives them a chance to have that.
Right.
Like,
you can't. Yeah, I like 7-game series. Obviously, that's most sports do it because you got to be consistent and win.
Or in the Colorado's on a power play now.
Yeah, that'll be 4-1. But like in the NFL, you have an off day and you're out. Like, that sucks, but it also makes it unique. March Madness, but NBA, NHL, MLB, when an underdog does win, it's impressive because you got to win 4. But I don't see anybody beating this Avs team, man. They are unbelievable. And like the Kings, shout out to the Kings they're just a defensive team. Now, they never really, I don't know if they ever led in a game in the sweep that they had. Yeah. But it was 2-1, 1-0, 2-0, like low scoring games, what they do. the Wild can score. They got skaters too, but they can't. They don't have the defense to keep up with these guys. So I don't know. The other side's interesting. The East is not as strong. The Flyers are down 2-0. The Canes were the 1 seed there.
Yeah. Well, Gus isn't playing too bad either, and he was out last game, correct?
No, he hasn't started all playoffs. The young kid has, Volstead.
Got to bring in the vet.
And Kadri kind of mentioned in a post game, like they knew he caught himself because he was giving away their cards, but how he's weak on the high glove side shot, and they scored 9 on him. So they saw something, and he mentioned that in an interview and kind of caught himself.
Sounds like the Wild did too.
You're right. So they threw Augustus, and their head coach said, I think he's either a rookie or he's close to it. Young kid.
Sometimes you just got to get pumped in playoff hockey to learn something.
Right. So
it happens.
I'm sure he'll be back in that for game 3, but they'll be more likely than not in a 2-game hole. So we'll see. Yeah. But
a lot of hockey left.
The T-Wolves did win, though. Ant came back. So I know Trav's not with us right now. He'll be here in a little bit, but the T-Wolves beating the Spurs, we talked about the vet presence being a thing. It was a close game. But I think
Wolves are a problem in the playoffs.
They're good.
They really are.
They're good. They cause problems. And they've got just role players playing very well.
They got the size and they got the star.
Right.
Well, when healthy. But
yeah. Yeah, and then Sixers win a big game 7 and then come out and lose by 30-something to the Knicks. Not a game 1 team, But yeah, I haven't paid as much of attention to the NBA. The NHL is electric. I mean,
there's nothing better than playoff hockey.
It's just unreal.
Of probably like playoff football when you're.
It just sucks the structure, and I think we've already talked about it. The best teams were in the same quadrant, so
we just self-eliminate.
When the Avs come out of this, or if the Wild
best teams,
yeah, if whoever comes out of that, I mean, Edmonton lost. The Ducks are, the Knights are that veteran savvy team too, so I wouldn't count the Golden Knights out.
But you do get all the best teams relatively healthy, give or take.
True, but you kind of gear up for the later on in the playoffs. The series to not be on paper as exciting. Doesn't mean they won't be. But the Knights are a good team. I won't discredit them. They're vet heavy. They've been there before. They got guys who've won cups. The East is just a crapshoot. The Canes are always good, but they always usually get beat by the Panthers in the Eastern Conference Finals, and the Panthers aren't there. So would be interesting to see the Canadians make a run just because I don't think a Canadian team has won it in a long time.
Since them.
They were the last team to do it.
They were the last.
Couldn't tell you the year, but
it's been a while. Edmonton's been there a couple times and lost.
Burton, didn't you say you're about to switch to all Philly teams?
When KD retires.
When KD retires, you're going all Phils?
Oh, yeah.
Is that hockey too?
Yeah, I watched the Flyers.
You've just been on the Wild
I just have a future on the Wild.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm.
So do I.
The one
I looked at I was like, oh, I forgot about that.
The one team.
Those are the best bets that hit, though.
The one team in my journey of life of where I've lived, the Wild, because I didn't really ever have a hockey team. When I was a kid, the Red Wings, Brendan Shanahan, same name as me. I was a Riverman guy back in Peoria. So hockey was more relevant when I was young. So I liked the Red Wings, and then it kind of grew away from it. So when I was in Minnesota, I was, I cheered for the Wild. I didn't watch a ton. So, but I have a future on them. So that's really the main reason. I've always liked them, but I have paid attention to the Flyers. The Flyers are a good young core. They're not going to be able to get it done against – they should have won Game 2 against the Canes. That was last night, or I think it was last night. They lost in overtime. They're up 2-0, lost 3-2. They had so many opportunities to win. But their core is young. Their goalie's young. They're going to be good for a while. They can keep some guys there. So they got a kid playing. Parker Martone got drafted out of Michigan State, played the last 11 games of the season, and he's first-round playoffs. He had 2 or 3 goals in the first 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
Which is nuts that the NHL has that. MLB and the NHL both have that system of where guys join late.
Drafted mid-season, yeah.
Like, so it's always interesting to see those guys come out and perform. I mean, the MLB's got it as well. Like, guys,
and really, those guys are coming out of college. Those kids are ready in hockey.
Right.
Honestly, I've heard John Buccigross is like, dude, these college kids are fucking dogs already.
Yeah.
I was looking at the playoff bracket for hockey. And I was like, dude, who the hell are the Mammoth? And I was like, oh yeah, Utah, dude. Like, I keep forgetting that they had a new team.
That was the Coyotes, and then last year they were the Utah Hockey Club. This year they're the Utah Mammoth, and they've got the Mamboni or the Zamoth, I think.
I've seen that. Okay, yep.
Not functional though. Just for show.
It's not.
Nope. I looked it up because I thought it was electric.
They can drive it. It doesn't work, but
I think you can drive it. Yeah, I don't think you can do the ice with it though, because those tusks would just smoke the wall. There's no chance that thing is cleaning the ice.
No,
but
you can't tight turn.
They use from the Salt Lake City Olympics in 2000. They used scraps from that to construct it or something. Yeah, it was fucking electric. When I saw that, I was like, "What?"
Yeah, the thing is.
That's
sick.
They've done an awesome job because when last year they're the hockey club, this year they're the Mammoth. When they unveiled their mascot early in the season, he broke out of an ice cube. It was like he was frozen in the ice age and just busted out of it. It was awesome. They've done an incredible, and they were good. They made the playoffs. I don't know a ton about their guys, but their goalie's good. I've watched. Tusky is their man. Tusky is the mascot. So we've bet on them a lot, just saying Tusky up. I mean, that's a fun team to watch. They've done a good job of the market that's come out and getting people pumped up about them, and they're good. So, but I think we don't see that many expansion teams anymore. And hockey's had the last two. I mean, not even necessarily expansion. Vegas was an expansion team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Winnipeg might have been.
They were the Atlanta Thrashers prior.
That's right. Okay.
Yep. But the Kraken were an expansion team. The Seattle Kraken and the Vegas Golden Knights.
Were they an expansion or they changed their name?
No, they were an expansion.
Yeah. That I think they were 2025.
Yeah, because Utah was a reload.
Utah, same year. Yeah.
But the way that hockey does it and how competitive hockey is because of the lines, like 4 lines playing, I'm pretty sure you get the draft guys. Like, teams can only make so many guys safe, so you're basically getting a lot of 3rd and 4th liners. So your team is not going to be that bad. The Vegas route was they wanted to win now, and I think they won the cup in the first or second year. They got there in the first or second year. They were a team. The Kraken, to my knowledge, played more of a long-term game, and they got younger guys and built for the future, where Vegas has been good ever since they've been a franchise. Vegas probably has a decent amount of coin. I know hockey doesn't have as much money as other sports, but Vegas went big, and Seattle played for the future, I think was the primary difference. But I think we haven't had an expansion team in some of the other leagues since the Texans.
Yeah.
And that was David Carr getting hit more than any quarterback ever. It's like hockey does it the right way to make them competitive to play. But I think hockey's just a deeper sport than most other sports.
Well, you need all those guys on your team. You know what I mean? Like, the way that they cycle players in hockey, I think, is more aggressive than like NBA, NFL.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you have your practice squad, but like throughout the game, like, you're constantly sending guys, and then your feeder teams are constantly, kind of like the MLB in a way. And you don't have to pay them as much money, so you can have those rosters and that talent pool.
Well, yeah, I mean, the hockey game's an hour, like, of game time, and when guys are on the ice, when you surpass like 30 minutes, usually defensemen get over 30. That's a lot of ice time. It's like that's half the game. So you're playing 12 deep on the front, 6 to 8 deep on the back. Gotta go. Big gulps, huh? Oh, see you later.
No. She kissed my ass. She didn't answer me.
Trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, hockey,
Comcast.
Hockey's the deepest in terms of, like substitution. Like NFL, you only see it really on the D line, receiving core a little bit.
Yeah, those like the DBs are out there the entire game.
Yeah, linebackers those guys are on the field. There's different packages, but like the hockey guys, like there's a first line, but all those guys are getting significant ice time every game. So, yeah, I don't know.
What, you got 15 on the bench, 3 lines of 5? Or
well,
4,
you've got
4A12.
Yeah, you've got 4 lines of like winger, front end guys and back end guys. I think typically in the playoffs, what I've noticed is
you have lines of 5. I'm an idiot.
Defensive guys play usually only 3 lines deep, and then the front end guys are 4 lines deep. So I mean, you've got almost 20 guys playing, and then your goalie.
It's the last time we had an expansion in the MLB.
1997.
Yep.
The Rays and the Diamondbacks.
NBA.
Isn't there a lot of teams already, though?
I think that one was the Bobcats.
The NBA's talking about Seattle and Vegas expanding 2 more. I don't remember how an NBA expansion draft would work. I'm assuming you can take guys from other teams. Protected players, but we haven't seen it.
I can't remember. Yeah, that's been... Yeah, we were kids, so we were not paying attention to how an expansion draft worked.
No, but I think we'll get the next one. The next one we'll get will be the NBA. I'm pretty sure. I mean, Adam Silver's talked about it.
I'm waiting for the NFL international team.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work.
You could do Canada. I think that's really the only one. It would just
they'd
be
have
like
to,
the NHL.
They'd have to do it. The NFL would have to do a league. Like Adam Silver was on Pardon My Take not that long ago, and he talked about they're exploring options of doing a Europe league. So the NBA would be like
crazy.
The NBA would be the owners of it, but it wouldn't be like they wouldn't play. I mean, there would be some games like an international cup that they could implement, but it wouldn't be like the London Silly Nannies make it to the NBA finals. They're not. They're not playing in the NBA. That was a special shout out to the London Silly Nanny football team that Peter Griffin played for. But it would be its own league just because of travel problems. It would be impossible to set a schedule and have teams be playing, especially in the NBA. The NFL, once a week. I mean, they're already playing, 18 international games next year, something crazy like that. But it's our teams playing there. I just feel like
you want to play there, though.
No,
it wouldn't be bad for the other teams on stateside. The team that's over there, it would be an absolute problem. Like people aren't going to want to.
Well, I think they set it up this time where one team has 2 international games like back to back.
Yeah,
I can't remember who it is.
They did that with the Vikings last year, I think.
Yeah,
but
that still fucking sucks, man. Like.
Well, the issue is the TV time, because we get pissed when they play international game. But if they want to watch NFL games, it's on a weird time every single time. So
yep.
I just think it would have to be a totally separate league, almost like the NFL doesn't have a AAA or a AA. Because football's too gruesome.
You have college too, yeah.
Right, but all of them do,
College is pretty much your
feeder.
It's your feeder.
Yeah, they can't send guys up.
They're all making money now, dude.
Squad.
I mean, these guys are making $10 million just for playing college football. Like that's what it's turned into.
Yeah, the big ones definitely do. Not all of them, but
no. But,
I mean, when they say now the guy the running back for Mizzou is pretty good.
Marvel.
It was pretty obvious he was coming back to Mizzou, but he's just the example because I was talking to my brother about it. When they say now in college they've re-signed with with Mizzou, it's like, what are we talking about, man?
This kid even go to class? Like, what's his fucking GPA, guys?
Probably
Did he sign up for next semester? Who's handling that for him?
I'm sure his GPA is fine. I don't know what classes he's taking, but GPA is probably doing all right.
Yeah, when's the last time you saw an eligibility problem in college football nowadays? Maybe just Notre Dame.
The only time I feel like you see it isn't because of class; it's because of some illegal, like the contract talks or the money they took, or they're ineligible not because of academics, because of something else. So I don't know, dude. I don't understand half of it, but
they should just separate football from the school. Like, the football team can have anyone on their team, and just like that's your private league, but it's part of the school owns it. You don't have to have students on there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, if you want to go to our school, sure, but it's not a requirement in order to play. You just create it as a semi-pro league to feed into the NFL.
Yeah, because there's always been talks about the Super League, but I don't know. That's a weird.
It's a lot of spots to fill money-wise for a college.
Well, I just always think
for
about
basketball, but
I mean, they're already doing it. Like, they already paid these guys to attend their school.
Not every one of them.
Yeah, not all.
That's fair. That's a good point.
Yeah, not all.
Whereas basketball, yeah, you could probably do that in basketball, but football, give them a little bit of an incentive to get a degree.
Yeah. I just always think about the Big Ten now, and really any of these conferences that are the Big Four. For football, it all makes sense if USC is playing Illinois on a Saturday. But if you're a softball player and it's Tuesday night and you get a game in California and you live in Wisconsin, like that is I don't know how, I've never done a deep dive on how other sports have been affected by the football moves that have happened, but it makes sense for games that are played once a week when you got baseball, basketball, volleyball teams playing. Well, you're playing 2-3 games a week, and you play UCLA, and then you got to go play Penn State, and you live in Iowa. Like, how are you doing schoolwork? You know, that's what I'm saying.
No way.
I don't know how they handle.
You ain't typing a freaking essay night of your game before or after. You ain't doing it.
I need to at some point just look at like the Big Ten volleyball schedule and see when Illinois is going to Wisconsin and then they got to take a trip out to Oregon and then they play Penn State on the following week and they're on the other side of the country. It only makes sense for football. So there's things that they need to figure out. It doesn't affect my life at all. It's interesting to think about.
I'm gonna give my opinion on it anyway.
Yeah, they know what they signed up for when they, when you go play, but
they're trying to stop transfers now. It's like, wow, this guy took breach of contract. Like, like it's a school. Like, yeah, I understand the money in the contract and you have to do all that stuff, but at the end of the day, like, he's going to a different school, guys. Like, you can't force him to play football. Like,
it's so new. I'm sure over the last so many years they've gotten better about it. They're still making changes, but that first year where like Oregon's in the Big Ten and you're thinking about the teams that play multiple days a week in the Big Ten, like the scheduling, the athletic directors and the people that schedule these games have to just be on full tilt for a significant amount of time to make it all make sense. And then some of those sports too, like the football guys are obviously the big names in football are making more NIL money than, the chess team or whatever. Because all sports have to be involved. It's, I think, in some way in this NIL ordeal. So, the guy who's making $500,000 to $5 million is probably, I can slack maybe a little more in the classroom than the guy making 10
grand.
What are you gonna
do? Fail me?
The guy making 10 grand. Yeah, I don't know. That could be a whole.
I'm already working for the car dealership.
A whole research project. Like, oh, science. I got a commercial in 20 minutes. I'm gonna go shoot. I don't think I'm going to be showing up to science class today.
Trav joining early.
Trav
joining early.
What's up, brother? Welcome to the pod.
Unbelievable.
We went from NHL, NBA playoffs, and expansion draft talk to
we've been going on it.
How does the Oregon volleyball team feel about playing at Illinois on Tuesday and then going to Penn State on Thursday and then having to go to science?
Well, let me tell you what. I have nothing to
add. We've covered all the bases.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting topic, but Avs. I already congratulated the Avs on winning the Stanley Cup, Trav. So
yeah, it's looking that way. Isn't
it? First thoughts, Trav. How you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. You gotta. Hey, series doesn't start until somebody wins on the road.
Yep, that is what they say. That is
That is a fact.
And I'll tell you what, the Timberwolves series already started.
It started.
That one started. So, well, Trav, we can. I guess I'll touch on quickly because I mentioned there was 2 screen on scenes. We did have to record pretty quickly here with some upcoming travel plans for the boys. So we did not get out to a movie. There was 2 screen on scenes. One on Sunday was Sheep Detectives, which we thought it would be. The one on Monday was The Wizard of the Kremlin. Geese, I don't know if you've seen anything about that movie.
It's a
political horror.
It's a political thriller with Jude Law.
Was it labeled a Scream or a Screen?
Screen. It's
I think I could fix the pan.
Yeah. The Wizard of the Kremlin, and it stars Jude Law. It's Russian. He's awesome. I can't remember what did we watch. Yeah, what did we watch with him in it? Anything, or do we just talk about him?
He's in Captain Marvel.
Right.
Okay,
I feel like we did just talk about him, and I couldn't tell you what it was.
I feel like he was in something we did on the pod.
Was he playing Putin?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Man, I'm not watching that propaganda.
He was in Eden, Geese. That might be what it was.
Oh, yep, that is. That's the last thing we saw him in.
Yeah.
Fictional government official Vadim Baranov.
It looks good. I'm not mad I missed it, but I saw the trailer and I like him.
Oh, Jeffrey Wright's in there. I'm about that.
Oh, it's a political thriller. It's right in your wheelhouse.
You'd probably like it. You'd probably like it though, Geese, with the thriller aspect where it makes you think a little bit.
The trailer looks
propaganda.
The trailer looks good. I'm not gonna lie. I just wasn't upset that I missed it, but I will when it comes on streaming. That is a movie I'd watch.
Yeah, I'd
going to Michael on Tuesday with my mom, most likely next week, and looked up the rewards whatever system for the local theater near us. I don't think it's anywhere close to AMC. It's probably so not. Hard.
It's got to be like a big chain.
It is. It's a Marcus. So Marcus Theaters is a big chain.
Yeah.
But AMC is just.
It's got it. It's
hard. It's hard.
Their
website is nice though. I will say Marcus has a nice website.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Backrooms coming out soon.
Yeah, that one kind of creeps me out.
I'm so in for that movie.
Dude, is that the one where they built like 300 feet of office corridors? Right?
It's the one where he's working at like a furniture shop and he finds
this one
through the wall.
Yeah, no, they literally this is all built. It is huge. Huge thing.
Not to change it back to Marcus, but how much is the AMC membership?
$25.99 a month, I believe.
And what do you get for movies?
4 a week.
You get 4 movies a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ours starts at $10 and you get 1 free ticket per month and discounts.
Yeah.
So I mean it's kind of comparable, not really though.
If you went 4 days a week, then it's not comparable, but I go 4 to 6 times a month probably, which is still
go to twice a month. But
It still saves. I mean, yeah.
I still just saved $30. Go to 2 movies a month and you get your money back.
Yeah, and you get rewards. Every $1's 100 points, and every 5,000.
I'm gonna keep reviewing this. If there's anything that like pops out, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, but no, didn't get to a movie. I haven't watched anything necessarily worth talking about either. But hopefully by this final episode of the Battle Pods, I'll have something to talk about. But want to get back out there. Yeah, Michael, that looked good too. You talked to us earlier about mixed reviews from critics and fans.
Yeah, the Rotten Tomatoes is like 23% critic, 97% audience.
I wonder
crazy.
I wonder what it is.
Then again, there's not a lot of critic ones out there yet. I mean,
right.
I think it was in the hundreds.
Oh my good.
So it's still not good. There's probably a lot.
Wonder if it was hype.
There.
I wonder if it was anything to do with like hype or how big Michael Jackson was.
Yeah.
That they just thought it wasn't as good, but people are loving it. So I thought it looked good. Those aren't usually up my alley for.
I'm not going into that movie to critique it. I'm going to enjoy it.
I'm going there to enjoy Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
That's what all these are. Bohemian Rhapsody, like I'm there to enjoy it, guys. Like
it was it's music
I'm here for the music.
And that I'm interested in. I want
to
come.
They built over 30,000 square feet of practical space for back rooms.
That's like three times the size of a mega mansion. Most mega mansions are like 10,000 square feet. That's a lot of space for a movie set.
Yeah, dude. The set was large enough that people reportedly got lost inside.
On set?
On set.
Dude, it looks insane.
For your pager or your walkie-talkie, I'm cooked. I'm here all day.
There's like, and also just based on
the charge this earlier.
Yeah. There's no doors because it's all supposed to be like an enclosed.
Yeah, it's
space,
all the same shit.
They probably. I mean, I could see getting lost. I mean, if that, I'm shocked they actually built something that large and it wasn't like a smaller scale that they were just doing good shots of. Mm-hmm. That's cool. But yeah, I mean, I would be. At what point does paranoia sit in? Like, dude, how the hell am I going to get out of here?
5 minutes.
If you actually are like, dude, I can't.
No, see, the paranoia always hits the moment you realize that you're lost. That entire time, like, okay, I follow this. And that moment where, okay, that's where it's supposed to be, and it's not, that's when you're like, oh, fuck.
Or like, I've already been here. Yep. I am lost. Yeah.
Oh.
That just gave me kind of chills thinking about it. It's like thinking of like a corn maze, dude. Dude, I cannot get out of here. I would, as soon as you let it affect you is when it's you can't beat it.
You can't panic. Can't panic.
No, that movie's gonna be good though. And then Mortal Kombat 2. There's a handful of things coming out in May that I want to see. So.
Dude, is the director's 20 years old?
Of Backrooms?
Yeah,
that would be impressive.
Let me verify that.
I will see that in theaters. I will probably be by myself. Waiting on verification.
Oh yeah, I don't know who this guy is.
And then we'll move into
born June 18th, 2005.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
I hope it's as good as I think it can be because that would be even more.
He might blow the fuck up.
That person can almost drink.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, dude, that guy's Kimmy's age.
Yeah,
Kimmy's winning F1 races, dude.
Making the championship.
You want to talk about feeling old? That's always the old adage when your quarterback of your favorite team is younger than you is when you're like, well.
But I jumped on that wagon after watching.
Can't really
Drive
look
to Survive.
up to him.
No, you just die on a hill for him at that point. You don't look up to him anymore.
Yeah.
Wow, 20 years old. That movie's got some steam behind it too. So, and he's if that's good too, and how weird of a premise that is, and how his movies could just be awesome all the time.
It's produced by A24 too, so they seem to be in the more modern atmosphere of let's get the younger.
There's only been one A24 movie that we've been disappointed by, right?
Probably the one that hit the wheel.
No,
which one is that?
It Comes at Night.
Is that an A24?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. It is.
Yeah, that was ass.
Who? We're getting on quite the tangent here. Who is the? There's like a horror director that I think just came out with either a new movie or they already did come out with one, and I thought he was older. Like did some old school horror ones, and now he's like Kruger. Maybe he just did Weapons. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of the guy that did Weapons. But on the horror topic, Hokum, that was a Scream Unseen a few weeks back that I didn't get to because I was coming back from Illinois, and it was the Monday I was back. I saw a couple people.
Been seeing a lot of talk about that one.
I've seen people talk about that in terms of I like scary movies. They don't really rattle me too much. That one got me bad. And that trailer's creepy. Adam Scott is the lead, which was awesome. He's great. Not a guy I would expect.
Who is that? Is that from like? I've been seeing clips of him in like an interview on Instagram. Is that from that movie?
I would imagine.
I would think so, right?
And it sounded like it was kind of tied to some kind of lore from a prior movie that deals with demons, and this like Hokum is the demon in this one. How there's names. Yeah, and it's like a rabbit. If you saw the picture, like Crit, if you can just Hokum, and you see this demon that they've got in the trailer, it flashes them at the end. It's just like this rabbit person with big eyes. It's creepy as shit.
Oh, I've seen a little trailer for this. Yeah.
I've just seen people talking about it like it is.
Oh, I did see the trailer.
Extremely scary. It's out now.
It's out right now.
It's out now, but it was a Scream Unseen, and I didn't make it. And I'm not mad I didn't make it.
I don't think what I saw on Instagram is from that movie, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it is.
Adam Scott's a good actor.
It's been getting some good hype around it. So, but anyway, gears to grind. I'll just go with an easy one. We talked pre-pod, but it is heavy snowfall out here in Denver on May 5th, the Cinco de Mayo here. Heavy snowfall. We did talk about we needed it. I'm never in the camp of understanding too much about that, but things drying up, water, not a lot of rain out here. Not a very tough winter at all, but you just don't expect to see severe winter storm warnings in May. So we're rolling with that right now. But other than that, I know we talked a few days back, not a whole lot of other gears to grind.
We've had like 3 days of snow this entire winter.
Yeah.
Not good.
They've all came in the spring.
Yep. Spring showers bring snow flurries.
That's what they say.
That's what I heard.
That is what they say. But that's all I got. I don't know. I know you guys had some, but
I can't remember mine.
Nice.
Year.
I'll go ahead and go.
Yeah. Take over.
This is going to be an interpod gear to grind. Noticed on the Instagram post that Brennan posted today, put the music for his movie. I went back and I was like, let me make sure that I'm not getting pissed about nothing. And he gave us the music the first 2 posts. No, he gave our music for the first post, which is our pick. He put his music for the second post, which was his movie pick. And then the third movie, which was our pick, he put in the music for his movie.
I have a thought process behind it, and I'll tell you what it was.
As long as it circles back to us.
Trying to cheat us?
I had Circle of Life on this, and then I thought Circle of Life would be better for the squaring off. I thought Circle of Life would fit the squaring off photo where we've done 2 neutral
that's fine.
Metal songs.
I'm all right.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
I thought
if you want to
Circle
put
of
it
Life
on that,
still grinding for.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all right if you're going to put it on the good main graphic. Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It won't be
we
on,
were going to stick.
It won't
with,
be on the poll. It won't be on the poll, but it'll be on.
No, that's
It should be on the poll.
It'll be on. I think Circle of Life. When I was listening to it, I'm like, that actually would fit the squared off picture. and ours was
it's a
was
good
not
song.
Ours was not going to fit that. But yeah, I did put Inside Out's music on this one. But I had Circle of Life selected and then rescinded it.
Then he's like, really
also, to be fair, our first movie didn't have music. So I could not.
I just thought your thought process was whoever picked a movie.
I wish I was that
That's
smart.
what I thought, but yeah.
That makes more sense.
That's how it was lining up, and then it was not that way. That's why it was a gear.
Yeah, it's too late now, but no, I planned on music in it. I planned on Circle of Life going in the Friday post, so we will not be shorting you out of. I didn't want to do 2 Lion King songs, so Sugma. We'll catch you on the back end there, bud. Trav, you got any gears over there?
I got nothing. I'm waiting for decent gear. I'm just excited.
Oh, I'm good.
No gear.
I'll go with my
I remembered Oscar. It, then I forgot it again.
I'll go with my Oscar. Oscar goes to people in our community that took the backyard junk that we put in our front yard off and just took it. We had an old lawnmower that didn't even work. Grabbed it. A couple pieces of stuff for gardening. Grabbed it. There's still a couple chairs out there, but I'm leaving them. Somebody wants them, they can have.
Somebody will take them.
Yeah.
Could use those wheels for something else.
We could really use
go-kart.
A couple of old chairs. Hey, man, my neighbor's got those out in his front yard. Let's go grab them.
Yeah, well, the best
Paint
part is
these. Make
it
them
does
new.
go full circle. Like some of the stuff you put out there, like college kids or people that are just getting their first house, like go for it. For nothing, for free, grab.
Yeah, why not? It's like more acceptable dumpster diving.
Yeah.
But
it's not in a dumpster.
Yeah. It makes the person getting rid of its life a lot easier to make it, you showcase it as, hey, free, not going to sell it.
I didn't even put a free sign out there.
It also make sure the weather isn't going to be shit, because if it rains the next day, you put it out there.
How long was it out there? You got to be careful you don't accidentally leave something. Mower runs out of gas. All right, I'll be right back. Come back, fucking gone. Oh wow, dude, he's getting rid of this.
Look at this
mower.
This guy's just charity.
I do have a front camera. I should see how people picked it up and who picked it up.
Just like raccoons coming in to eat. Man.
Scoped it out.
Yeah.
We've done
this free.
Oh, we had to have this table when we moved into this house. I don't know if I already told this story in the pod or not, but this table, I can't remember. We had something that we were getting ready to do, and we just had to go pick up this table. I'm looking at it on Facebook Marketplace, whatever. Free table, someone's front driveway, whatever. It's not going to fit in the car. Like, I'm looking at it. It's not going to fit. We go, of course. Newsflash, didn't fit in the car.
Been there.
I said, do you want to bring, if we're going to go, do you want to bring like a screwdriver, take this thing apart? No, it'll fit. Didn't fit.
You didn't bring any tools to take it apart?
No.
No. That's a rookie mistake.
I mean, it wasn't very far, but yeah, I mentioned it, didn't need it, whatever, let's go.
At least a couple legs off to get it in.
We go back, get the screwdriver. I told her the tabletop itself is not going to fit in your car. Regardless if we take the legs off or not, it was too round, like it was too big to fit in the trunk. Go back, get a screwdriver, come back. Old table, very hard to get the screws out to take the table apart. Get them off. Doesn't fit, and it's impossible to get it screwed back on, dude. I tried so hard, did my best. Hopefully, whoever picked it up had a truck or something.
I hope they have that on camera, because that would be a trip.
Very funny. Just trying every angle, like
would go viral if someone had that on.
And like on time lapse too. So it's like people running around table, and all of a sudden just they leave it there.
Yeah, dude.
30 minutes later,
come back, come back, try it again.
Just with the screwdriver, like no drill.
Yeah, it didn't fit. But my Oscar,
you could have just put it on top of the roof, and you both hold it with one hand, and drove home with it.
It wasn't that far, but I was not gonna do that. And we didn't need it. We ordered one literally the same day. It came.
Why didn't we?
Newer.
Why didn't we just do this?
No, I don't know. But yeah, I've had some stories of the free stuff out in front yard. So Oscar's easy. I said this to you guys, but I haven't played a ton of Xbox or game much, but played a couple games with Derek on the show. Just having a headset that isn't any longer giving people echoes, or having a cord that doesn't work, or my controller not having stick drift. It just slowly will build you back up to wanting to play more games, because there was
you're in the elite class of gamers at that point. Like, everyone's got some ailment going on, and once you get all that new shit, you're just top dog.
It just kills the
then
motivation.
It becomes old shit again.
Right. Yeah. At some point it does. It's like, hang on, guys, I gotta switch my controller. This one fucking sucks.
We've had plenty of conversations on Gears to Grind of when shit just doesn't work, and that's where I was at. And I just didn't have anything that was really drawing me back in, and just having some new stuff and getting a couple games in, you're like,
I think this new gambling game we got.
I think I know what you're talking about. Was that what Peanut was playing?
Yeah.
That game.
I'm gonna download that. What's that called?
Gamble with your friends.
Gamble with friends, yeah.
I gotta download that.
It's like $6.
I was watching it, and yeah, that is. I could see how you could piss the team off, though.
We got to day 9, or no, day 8.
How does it work?
You know how it works. So
I do. Peanut beat it last night.
Yeah, each day you have to reach a goal to like pay off your loan shark, because you're a bunch of degens.
Yeah.
And each day, like, you need to gamble with your set. Like, you have money to go in, but you don't have enough yet. So you got to go in and win. And once you win, you can leave. And if you don't win, they take you out to a cornfield and shoot you in a hole.
Yeah,
but it's a blast.
You start over.
Yeah, it's a blast.
I was. That game looked fun, and I was thinking about how big of, if you had, let's say it was us 4, in your day, whatever, 3 or 4, and we're all huddled around the blackjack table, and like myself or Geese is over just hammering roulette on black, and we're winning blackjack, but the money's just going down. You're like, dude, who is? Because all your money's shared, Geese. So if you're playing different games and like 3 of us are at one area and you're doing something else, you could just lose all our money by yourself. And it's pretty funny in that sense of when they hit big and then the money's not going up, and you're like, dude, who is losing $1,200? Like, someone's
look over just hammering black.
Yeah, just ripping spins on roulette.
Zeros.
Yeah. Yeah, that game looks fun. But yeah, just having things that work again, it makes you more intrigued to play games again. And I just got to the point where I was like, dude, I don't really care. But now I'm back, and it's starting to amplify the want to play games again, because shit works. People, you're not. Yep, it's my mic.
It's been a long time.
Let me restart it.
Any games with you?
It's like, yep, it's my mic.
No.
And then there were nights
where
he
plays with his best friend Derek.
There were nights when it was I couldn't finagle the wire to get it to work, so I just turned my Xbox off. Like, I'm not dealing with it. I'm annoying. I'm annoying everybody else. We're done. Or I couldn't talk. So yeah, just having the new stuff it's a good win.
A gear turned into an Oscar. You love it.
Yep.
My Oscar is for the new vet place we went to today. About 100 yards away from my house. They were cheap. Like, they're not corporate. Like, they don't seem corporate. It's like a smaller building and everything. But we were going to a previous vet. And like, dude, everything they were pushing on us was just like surgeries and all this like expensive shit. And like, we go to this one and it's more just like, hey, here's your checkup. It's actually cheaper, like 50% cheaper than what we were paying prior. So we liked them and everything. It was a good time. Nala is up to date on her shots, and we're good to go for the year.
Yeah, it is nice. We go to Chewy Vet and pay a monthly subscription so that
we just talked about doing that today.
Yeah.
Nala might have to get some teeth pulled and everything. So, yeah, dude, it's like $164 a month. but like so much crap's included into it that you pretty much are paying half off if you do everything.
Yeah, there's certain things that would still cost, but like Ivy's, I think is $35 a month because she's so small, and like the last checkup she had would have been like $800, and it was just covered because she didn't need anything like new. So yeah, it's worth it.
I think Nala's is 164,
but still, like it could be $500 out of pocket for a one-time trip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is worth it, and we don't have pet insurance.
Pretty much what it was today.
I think I'd get pet insurance on my next dog. And you guys
we literally said the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
There's a little ad next to
this turd ball that just lays there all day.
Yeah, pet insurance is one that will be looked at for future pups.
Easy.
So, is that all our Oscars?
Well, my Oscar was going to be the precipitation, mostly because of it helps the golf courses.
Yeah.
It also helps the reservoirs, like Geese was saying, I think pre-pod, or maybe during pod, whatever. Kid picked up fishing.
Cheaper. Yeah.
But Oscar also goes out, but also maybe gear from myself. We went to Shields, as you guys probably, I don't know if you guys have been up here for Shields, or if you've been to a Shields before.
I think I've played that.
I've been to a Shields, but I've never been to that one, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Lindsay got a new fishing pole at their fishing.
Oh no,
it's a shop.
I thought you were talking about golf.
It was Lindsay got a new fishing pole, and I was like, well, we left the dog hanging all day the day before. I'll hang back. You go fishing. She goes out there fishing for trout, comes back, or FaceTimes me. 2 bass just back to back with basically a trout rig. I'm like, well, fuck me. So I guess, yeah, Oscar goes to her for going out there and absolutely fucking killing it.
That's just gonna spread resentment, because the next time you go out,
I suck at fishing. Well, it probably would have. Actually, maybe Oscar goes to me for not going, because I would have been very pissed, because I would have.
Self-Oscar. Learning from the goat and self-Oscars himself.
Team up for a couple episodes, and they're giving out.
Because I guarantee you I would have caught absolutely nothing that day. She would have been just bass after bass after trout.
They got weights in the fish up there? They got weights in fish. Well, good. Well, shorter schedule here, so ripping 2 movies in a short period of time. Good for the boys. But part 4 of the Battle Pod series moves into Good Will Hunting versus the Pursuit of Happyness, 1997 versus 2006. Both dramas, one romance drama, the other we laughed about last week. It might have been on pod, might not have been, but the drama melodrama was a new genre for us to see on the old Google. But one based on a true story, the other one not, but stemming from personal experiences. But well done, gentlemen. Very, very, very comparable movies. Very easy to follow. Audience, I think, for these, we were talking about anybody can watch these movies. Interesting plots. I don't think I was talking to Geese prior. I don't think I'd watched Good Will Hunting start to finish before, but we were laughing about, like, it's one of those movies that you were aware of a lot of things that were going to be involved, but from start to finish, I don't think I'd watched that. So nice watch for me there. And then Pursuit of Happyness, I hadn't watched in, I don't know, probably 20 years when it came out. So it's probably been 15 to 20 years since I've seen that one, but relatable in terms of comparison of the 2 movies. You guys, we went first this week, so
yeah. Shout out to us for going not chalk.
Yeah,
we had a couple chalk options, and I'm glad we didn't, because these are 2 really good movies that they're out there.
It was
you might not have thrown Good Will Hunting out if we wouldn't have done this. So that's
right. Yeah, that's a valid point.
Well, that's what the unique.
So shout out to us.
Did it too. Yeah, Oscar goes to us.
Oh, self-Oscar.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, as we've probably discussed, but building a list of 15 movies, only 5 episodes. this one I think showed a little bit more of getting deeper into our bag of what we thought might be worth putting on a list of 15. Might not have made many people's list of 15, but went off the rails there a little bit in terms of wanting to fire something out there. So Pursuit of Happyness, Trev, I don't know if you want to give a synopsis of it quickly or you want me to, but
you go ahead.
We can start there and let them go. But yeah, so Pursuit of Happyness, we wanted Will Smith to be a part of our list. We'll be interested to get more into that as we got into it a little bit pre-pod. But the based on a true story of Chris Gardner, was really a medical device salesman is how we get introduced to him, but more so early on. I don't know off the top of my head I think this is 70s, 80s.
82.
82 when this is going on. So medical device sales in the sense of he put a lot of money into a density bone scanner and taking a gamble on that to earn wages, moving into a new place. Struggled a lot. Didn't go as well as he thought it would. Ultimately caused a lot of relationship problems internally with him and his either wife or fiance at the time, whatever they were. She ends up leaving. It's a story of Chris and Christopher, his son, the battles through struggles, homelessness, getting evicted, not knowing where your next paycheck's coming from, but also being a kind heart. And when somebody needed a helping hand, still handing that out when you really have nothing. And ultimately a grind of starting an internship to become a stockbroker and following the journey of what him and his son endured. And I know looking into the true story behind it, it's Hollywood, so the longevity of the movie, not showcasing how long things were actually happening. I know the internship in the movie is 6 months, but almost a year, a little over a year, things were happening, and really just not knowing where you're going to be putting your head at night with your 5-year-old son in the movie. In real life, I believe was about a 2-year-old, 1 to 2-year-old kid at the time, and probably had a birthday in there. So just a story of grit, the true grind, and I think understanding, what are you going to do with your 24 hours? As cliche as that sound, I think that was a big message from it. So Pursuit of Happyness, Will Smith, Chris Gardner, Good Will Hunting. What do you got for us?
Amen. Thank you, Trev. I was hoping someone would get that reference. Man, we got a young 20-year-old from Boston, who is played by Matt Damon, who is essentially a genius. In the tiers of like famous scientists.
Einstein.
Blanking. Thank you, dude. I kept wanting to say another name that started with E, and I was like, I know that's not it.
Epstein.
Yeah, dude. I was like, that is not. Anyway, he has a photographic memory, so everything he reads or studies, he just picks it up immediately. And while you would think that he would be, at the top of like his career, leading the world with, science, he's dealing with a ton of trauma from his childhood. And that leads him to kind of just be a hooligan and, he just involved with the law multiple times. And, he eventually finds himself working at Harvard, right? Or is it MIT? MIT, where he's a janitor, and he ends up solving this very complex math equation that gets the attention of one of the professors there. And this professor ends up, vouching for Will and offers to bring him in to teach him, to like the education, the mathematical theory behind everything. And he also has to speak with a therapist. And the movie really revolves around the relationship between Sean, who is played by Robin Williams, and then Matt as Will Hunting. And we really follow how that relationship grows for both of them, which I kind of think is unique in a way. So I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, I think going back to what we were saying with the good matchup, what a cool set of two movies that like it involves two kind of. I mean, I wouldn't say they're both the same age, but they're both very smart, and then using their talents to apply themselves and dig themselves out of a hole is really inspiring and really fascinating to watch, and like it just makes you feel a certain way when you watch them. Both of them, for sure.
There's
like two opposite ends of a spectrum, and I know we have this on the wheel, but really like internal and external conflict in these movies. Like, yeah, it's not the same, but the scale that they're on, like they're opposite sides of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the uniqueness of their lives are not that similar, but the problems that they deal with are very similar for different reasons.
Right.
Which I know we'll talk about, but they're not, in terms of who the character is, they're not going through the same things in terms of their life, but what happens to them because of what's going on in their lives, a lot of those things relate for totally different reasons, which I thought was good to compare. So interested to see how some of these topics go, because I think it's going to be a lot more. There's going to be a lot more relation, and just what did you guys pick up on that I didn't, and vice versa, in terms of things that we thought were alike that maybe weren't, or they are alike and I thought they weren't. So, well, we've got a wheel built out. We changed a little bit about the wheel because animation would not have been very relevant for this movie. So, animation has been eliminated from the wheel, but for the most part, pretty similar to what we had last week, but a couple nuance changes, Trav, just for you to see here.
Yep, I got it.
But nothing.
I also completely botched the wheel after we just worked on it and overwrote it.
I have a feeling that when we get to these wheel topics, it's going to be more of just a pro each movie. Because these movies are so freaking good, dude.
Yeah.
Can't remember if climax or characters was... We only had 8, I thought, but if we want to keep it as is, that's fine with me too.
Yeah, I don't think we had ending, but we could definitely talk about the endings, but we can eliminate it too. I'm sure that
was the one that I didn't know about.
I'm sure what ended up happening at the end of the movie will get discussed at some point. So, motivators, screenplay, relationships, characters, climax, emotional impact, and conflict.
Sorry.
Are the 8 there? No, I was just trying to find where I was at on the wheel. Rewatchability was actually the one that I didn't mention. So, we'll spin that sucker and let's get into it. I don't think there's a dull one on here that wouldn't. With that being said, whatever it lands on, I'll be like, well, I don't know.
No, give us a little foreshadowing.
Oh, big money, big money, big money.
Conflict. Yeah, I mean, this is what I was really talking about before even spinning the wheel. Is one conflict is our conflict is money, really. For the most part, it's you don't have a pot to piss in, and when your back's against the wall, and you've got a lot of people, and in this instance, it ends up being just his son, but relying on you. You owe people money, rent. People owe you money. I mean, as little as $14 that he didn't really care too much about. Obviously, it was something that was going on. The guy helped him move, and then you get to a point where that $14 matters.
It was everything.
And it's it's crazy to think about. I mean, I don't know. And in some way, I think everybody can relate to a situation where maybe you didn't have enough money for something that you wanted, whether it's for pleasure, if it's legitimately affecting your life directly. But I think we talked about this as well. Me and Trav did. The fact that it is also his real son in the movie, I think does a lot of wonders for it. Just to show the realness of what's going on. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't have kids. None of us have kids. This movie's depicting Chris Gardner and his son, but the cast that they were able to pick was actually his son. So the conflict hits a little bit even deeper because it's that relationship and the connection that they have is real.
Well, it hits different when you were, somewhat the kid in the situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In any light of being down and out.
And I thought the way that they handled the struggle, and one of my favorite scenes of it is when they are in the subway and they don't have somewhere to sleep that night, and they go back to the, hippie homeless guy or whatever that had stolen one of his devices, and that was, a smaller conflict, but very frequently throughout the movie, his devices were getting taken by people because he couldn't bring him in or take him in an interview and had to leave him. He didn't have a house or a car to leave them in, but the subway, and knowing that's the breaking point, and your kid's crying, and he brings up the fact that somebody called it a time machine, and just buying into that concept, having him close his eyes, and then full imagination of dinosaurs, and turning probably the worst situation of the entire movie when it's the one time really that they didn't really have anywhere to go in the movie. I'm sure that happened plenty of times for the real Chris Gardner, but in the movie, and turning that light, and he had every bit of instinct. He did get on Christopher a handful of times and kind of loses cool with him, but turning that situation into a time machine, dinosaurs or caveman, we got to find a tunnel, and buying into that with your son to go lock a bathroom door in the subway station to go to sleep.
They did a really good job with making the topic of conflict, making the conflict it's not a tangible thing. It's not a physical thing. It's more of the idea and the pressure and the whatever of the world on the shoulders and not having enough. Like that actually felt you felt that being a thing in the movie, although it wasn't actually there.
Right. Yeah, and I think this goes into the Good Will Hunting, and giving you guys the mic here, but we talk, and we'll get into motivators and whatnot, but there is so much internal and external conflict in both of these movies. Like in ours, internal conflict of thinking about, am I doing what's right for myself and my family every second of the movie, every step of the way? But the external factors of conflict being tangible items like money, a bed, and whatnot there, in a car, and things that are making what he's trying to do more difficult because he doesn't have them. It just, it's money is the main thing that you'd think of for a lot of the reasons why the conflict was as big as it was, but just the internal battles that he's fighting the whole time to take care of his son too, just relatable in a way without having kids.
Yeah, and it wasn't a character, it wasn't a person, it wasn't a something in the movie that you can like point your finger at and be like, yeah, screw you.
Yeah, that's where he went wrong, or this person wronged him. It's just
his decisions,
the mirror,
or things that
the situation.
Yeah,
right. So, but yeah, Good Will Hunting. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Will has a ton of relationships in this film. His friends, Sean, who I would say is his mentor, and then you have the Professor Gerald Lambeau. So it's like people he doesn't like that he's forced to interact with, people that are like his family. And then you see how those like external relationships grow, but it's the main story here is that Will has everything at his disposal to be successful naturally. Doesn't have to study, doesn't have to, review anything. Like one read through of something and has it memorized to where he can draw on that or to apply it to life situations. Unfortunately, as I said in the intro, is that he has just this built up trauma from being an orphan to being abused to, being essentially just left out there to fend for himself. And so he projects that that trauma, that insecurity to everyone around his life, to where he can't get close, he can't form relationships, which is kind of the point of Sean here, Robin Williams, to draw that out. Like, you are so much more than what you are allowing yourself to be. Whereas,
but also not pushing him. It's like,
right,
you want to
letting
do this?
him get
Fuck
there
it. Who cares?
naturally. Just being a supportive branch to him, because he's never had that before. And so it's like, between internal, external conflict, Pursuit of Happyness is definitely more external, whereas Good Will Hunting is more internal. And what I like that Good Will Hunting does is that they apply it to, like, Sean as well. Like, yeah, he's a therapist. He's the one supposed to be helping Will, but Will is also, like, helping him grow as well. And Pursuit of Happyness is obviously focused on Chris primarily. There's his wife and his son and everything, but, like, he is the main, like, growth is Chris himself, where Good Will Hunting brings in, like, another protagonist to help tell that story.
I think both movies went light on showing you how they got there. You know what I mean? Like, they talk about the trauma, but you're not seeing Will as a kid, and you're
just hearing it talked about. Yeah.
And then in Pursuit of Happyness,
there's that quick little flashback.
Yeah,
and doesn't show everything.
And same with Pursuit of Happyness. They show you them moving and the investment that he made in terms of starting to sell these devices that didn't pan out, and that's how he got there. But you don't necessarily get both full stories on why they are the way they are, or how they got there.
You don't get that journey of everything that his wife has had to deal with before she just absolutely snaps. And I mean, it's kind of like we spoke about with The Lion King. Like, yeah, Scar's the big bad, but you don't see how he becomes that way.
Right.
I don't know if you need that in Good Will Hunting, though. Like, you understand that he has trauma, and I feel like trauma is a very human trait not a trait, but a human thing to experience in one form or another. So it's like hearing that he has like this trauma, and he's like kind of shelled himself away from everybody. Like that's a more human thing to experience, to where, do you need to see it?
Right.
I mean, I guess that applies to Pursuit of Happyness too. Like, do you need to see him failing? You know he's failing.
Right.
I was gonna say,
what is there to tell between those 2 points of, he had an entire stockpile, all right, 6 months later, still there.
Yeah, I think the conflict, like going conflict for conflict in each of these, both of them just being I would say there's a good chunk of internal for both that you can kind of get put in each of their minds, and you're like, what would I do in their shoes, and how would I react? But like the weight of each of them is also super complex. Like, do you want to get out of the slums on both sides? Do you want to get out of like an orphanage and having to rely on somebody driving you places, and they're your only source of finding work when it comes to Will? Or Chris and his son, like, moving through homeless places, but he's sitting there locking in a multiple month long internship. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Both of them. If you're putting you're watching the movie and you put yourself in the shoes, you would like to think that you would, grit down, but it just goes to show that even in a movie, it's hard to navigate those waters.
Well, just betting on himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's Chris versus the world versus Will. Yeah, but it's more like it's Chris versus the world and Will versus himself.
Yeah.
And I just, when you're watching Pursuit of Happyness, you're more you're just rooting for him the entire time. You're like, come on, solve that fucking Rubik's Cube, man. Come on, do it. Like, yeah, this is your time to shine. You have to solve it in front of this guy. And then, like, Will, you're like, dude, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, you obviously love this girl. Like take that step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's they're Chris was betting on himself. Everybody around
on himself.
Yeah. And everybody around Will was like, dude, you have to bet on yourself. You can do all this stuff. That's why it's so eerily similar in a totally different way.
Yeah,
one guy was all in with nothing
type of thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's the same,
but different.
But different.
But still
same. Yeah. But still same though. Good movie. I don't know if we'll touch on it, so I just wanted to talk about it. It's kind of conflict, just a minor not a minor conflict, but a conflict in the movie. When Chris gets arrested for parking tickets the day before his interview, and then he has to call his wife, who's separated, to get his son and take care of him, and then running from the police station with paint, covered in paint, wife beater on and a jacket, like he's always been a suit and tie guy, and still showing up. That scene in the interview when he's, what would you say to a guy that you just hired that came in an interview without a shirt on?
He has some really nice pants.
Must have had some really nice pants. Like that, just his, and again, it's a movie. I get it. I'm sure there's a lot of things that went exactly the way they did, because Chris Gardner was actually in the movie at the end. I don't know if you guys looked that up or saw that, but that last scene when Chris and Christopher are walking down.
I didn't look it up, but he looked back.
Yeah, that was the actual.
Yeah, that was okay.
So he was involved.
I didn't look it up, but I thought about that.
He was involved in the movie, so I know some of it's the Hollywood effect. The Rubik's Cube scene did not happen. That was just
really.
Yeah, he just was doing that to try to show the intellect. They were trying to show intellect into Chris's mind, but that wasn't real. But these interviews and whatnot,
sponsored.
I have to imagine that interview story's got to be pretty close to being right. I had no reason to believe it wasn't. Right. So
he might not. I mean, yeah. If he was painting and everything,
the dialogue might not be exact, because writing that type of scene is
right.
You got to be right on the money with lines and everything. But yeah, him probably showing up dirty, paint on him. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yep. So, but
yeah, cool.
Interesting. It is interesting just how similar they are. But let's get the next topic here.
All right, you guys are leading off on this bad boy.
Up next on the old wheel of extra butter, we've got
motivators.
We've got motivators.
Motivators.
Yeah. You've got the floor.
I got the floor. I feel actually now that I'm actually kind of thinking about it, like we had the internal external conflict for both movies, right? And I think the motivators kind of flip that. Like Pursuit of Happyness, yes, you have his son, like that's motivating him, but it's really himself motivating himself to go through all this. And where Good Will Hunting is, everyone else is motivating him.
Which is attempting to.
Yeah, attempting to motivate. I mean, like, Sean is his therapist. Like, he gets him immediately, man. Their first interaction, they are just bullshitting each other. And it's like the level of respect there to a degree where, he comes back, he's like, all right, he's just going to sit here and not say anything just because he can, And Sean sits with him, like, I'm not going to end it early. I'm going to wait him out, which ends up happening. And then you have his friends at the very end, like, dude, if you're still here in 20 years, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, I would kill to have what you have. And so if you're still sitting here, we're neighbors to come over for the Patriots game, like I'll kill you. And then his girlfriend, where like really making him confront like love, and like Sean does that a little bit too, kind of explaining it like the game wasn't a big deal, man. Like this was so much more important to me. Just shows like each person, each side character here is pushing Will forward. Whereas like Pursuit of Happyness, his son's there, yeah, that absolutely external motivator, but everything relies on him. He has to do it. He's got to go to work, beat the train, beat the bus, beat the cab, pick up his son, get his son home. Then he has to paint the place before he gets kicked out of it. And he lugs around this entire, bone density scan thing, the entire fucking movie, with almost no food, no place to put it down. Like all day he's carrying this. Like that is all self-motivation.
Just trying to be the dad that his dad wasn't too.
Right.
And that's more internal.
Yeah, I like that wheel, or that slice of the wheel, because more of just the discussion, because it is, yes, your son, like you just said, is an external motivator, but he had nobody that was going to bail him out. Nobody was really pushing him. His wife left.
They both had scenes like that.
Yeah, it's like you have to at some point decide you're going to make the change.
Right. Yeah.
When is that going to be?
Multiple layers. One of your motivators is being able to wake up the next day or get a meal the next day, and the other one is to, like they say in the internship, like one of the guys that came out is making $800K, like an $800K portfolio of what do you call it? It's not
clients, investors.
No, like the money you make.
Commission.
Yeah, the commissions on that. Just him like in that scene looking up like, holy shit, I could completely flip my life around if I focus on this. And I think the comparison is cool with Good Will Hunting, because he is messing up, like just making some bad decisions, and wanting to go back to that life because it's a safe life, and not necessarily that it's safe, but he knows it, and he has a little
familiar,
bit more, familiarity and some control within it. And then for Chris, like, he can't make the mistakes, and really the only mistakes that he's making is just not having the money. Like you don't have,
or being a result of him not having money. Like,
right? Yeah, you went all in, and now you're paying the price, and he's doing it every day, and he lost some very big pieces of his life because of it.
Every day I'm shuffling,
and that's I think that's how the external factors tie into ours, is the decisions that he made got them there, and taking the responsibility to be the one to get out of it. And his son, obviously, as Crit mentioned, wanting to be a different father than he had, and even just arguing with his wife, like, you're not taking my son, which I don't even want to necessarily dive into as many details, because I know based on what I read, she did help more. The mom was definitely involved more with helping out with Christopher.
Yeah.
But not every day, and it's just unique in a sense of the talent that both of them had, and how they were going to get it out of themselves. Was one was externally pushing because of childhood trauma, where the other was internally motivated because of past decisions that didn't pan out. Doesn't seem like a plot line that, if you look at these face values, have any sort of correlation if you read a quick Google AI or wiki of the description of the movie. But when you watch them, there's so many comparisons that can be made.
Yeah.
But it's two different levels of life, like 20 years old, and whether Chris is in his early 30s or wherever he's at, but just two totally different places that these two main characters are in their lives. And I think that is why at a 20-year-old, or 16 to 20,
more external motivators.
Yeah, 16 to 20. If you're okay, just not doing shit with your life, you're gonna need people to help you out or push you. We all played sports. Your coaches or any mentors that you've had that you can count on your hand of people you'd point out. Where Chris is later on in life, and
ship has sailed.
He put himself unintentionally in a tough spot. So you've got a family now. Like Will doesn't have kids and people necessarily relying on him, but his core group of people in his life want that for him and want him to get there and use his talent. Where Chris has it, now you're directly responsible for Christopher's well-being, your future life's well-being, how you want your son to perceive you as he grows up,
Yeah.
But just two totally different parts of their lives. But Chris maybe was.
Yeah, one of them dug the hole and one of them got placed in it, and they both got to fight out. It doesn't matter.
Good way to put it.
I
was thinking to myself, because relatability is not on the wheel, is it?
I think it is.
Is relatability on there?
Might not be.
I think it was at one point. But
not to dive too far into it. I just didn't want to waste a potential wheel spin on it. But my question is to you guys, all three of you, what group of kids or adults, and then the time frame that these movies came out, are really looking at this movie when it comes in theaters and sitting there and watching it, going, "Holy shit, I got to do something with my life." When Goodwill comes out in the 90s, it's, I don't think economically it's too crazy. 90s were good. Mid 2000s we're starting to get into some shit, but at all times there's people that are down and out. But I think both have kind of a different period, and the external factors and the motivators for real people watching these movies, and just talking about the fact, not necessarily emotional impact, but how you feel when you watch these movies. I think the timing was cool too of when these came out. What year did Pursuit come out again?
I was just looking at that, 2006. So if you didn't watch it in theaters, but you caught up 2 years later and watched this for the first time during the recession when you lost your job, that's or when talk about a motivational film.
Yeah, when you went all in on some real estate or just bought, stuff like that. Yeah. Just wanted to throw that out to the nether of you guys talking about it.
Well, and relatability also isn't as fair of a topic to discuss on these movies, I don't think, in terms of where we are in our lives.
Right.
We're not 20 anymore. Maybe if you watch this the first time, if you had gone through something people always telling you're not going to reach your full potential. But for me, thinking of relatability, the job I have, for instance. I mean, and anybody watching this guy work, no matter what job you do, I think I said at the beginning, one of and I don't want to use my theme, but essentially it's I was legitimately thinking about the cliche of everybody's got 24 hours in a day. How do you use it? And just him cold calling, not being paid and trying to make it. And dude, the 20 minutes you're shooting the shit about the Nuggets game or shooting the shit about the playoffs at the office, maybe it could have just been on the phone with somebody or finished a project or, whatever it is, just seeing, and obviously he doesn't have much of a choice. If you're in a better spot in your life, maybe you can bullshit a little bit, but just the motivation, because people always tell you in a calling job, you watch, I can't remember the name of the movie, but there's plenty of different sales shows or movies that are, pick up the phone and start dialing or this or that. It's this one's not predicated on that, but that's what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And any job you could work a little bit harder at, for the times. It's just
what?
It's just huh?
I work hard every day, Brendan. Just
especially from home.
Yeah. From home, I work even
just
harder
catching
in the office.
Just catching the Instagram DMs of videos from geese in the middle of work.
Clip that.
I don't think Chris was firing those out, but no, it's just
Slow day.
very relatable. I think at different parts in your life, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys have covered it pretty well. Because I mean, that's the route I was going with my response anyway. But
yeah. And I don't think we have relatability on the wheel. That's the only reason I even brought it up. Or when Trav said
we went with relationships.
Wow.
Relatability might have been on the wheel until it
might be able to squeeze in two more.
I feel like we kind of talked about relationships already. That's it.
Somewhat. Screenplay was one. Dude, that wheel is just not stopping. There it is.
Okay.
Screenplay, I know, was on the wheel because of Parasite. And I don't know, Trav, I'll probably let you take this one because when I look at it, I'm thinking of the reason I put it on prior was a lot of writing. Mm-hmm. And I think they did a good job with Pursuit of Happyness. But since it's based on a true story, my idea of why I was wanting to talk about it for a different movie doesn't necessarily tie in as well to this one. Now, like I said, they did things like the theatrical effect of the Rubik's Cube to show intellect. Like, there's smart, complex things and details they add. Any based on a true story movie for the Hollywood effect, you got to get a little extra something in there.
Well, I wouldn't even have it just as the effect being a part of the screenplay. I just think the writing of tying his story into something that has such an emotional impact for a movie, and the amount of lines that Will Smith's character Chris has got that just make you go, there it is. Once again, your nuts are on the table. Whether it's you got to go to an internship that's unpaid to try to make a living for yourself, or you're standing there with your son that you kind of slaved over for a basketball just to give him a whatever gift, and now he's on the court, and you're basically telling him, hey, you ain't doing shit with that. Yeah. And then you end up telling him, hey, don't let me tell you can't do something. Don't let anybody tell you can't do something. So like the way to adapt it, and I would say Will Smith's a cheat code for a screenplay. I would say Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Robin Williams are cheat codes for screenplays. Like, whoever's writing the movie, if you have the correct actors, and shout out to casting for both movies. I mean, I know Matt Damon and Ben Affleck basically wrote Good Will Hunting, so
yeah,
they might as
get
well.
A Boston
they might
movie,
as well
just drop them in there. Screenplays would be great.
Knowledge on you. Let me drop some knowledge on you. Matt Damon originally started the script, and it was for a school assignment. It was supposed to be a 1-act play, and he submitted a 40-page script. It was originally a thriller, so Will was actually being followed by the FBI, I guess. I'm glad they dropped that shit.
It probably still would have been good though.
I'm sure. Yeah, probably. The best fun fact I have for this movie is that Matt and Ben wrote a gay sex scene between Sean and Lambeau to make sure that anyone reading the script actually read it.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that. Yeah, there's a lot of little facts within this movie. I was telling Brendan that the fact that they were part of this movie. Obviously, Matt wrote it for the play, but that is top tier, on your shit.
It's like Matt and Trey Parker type shit,
us,
man.
Yeah, if you're working for us and you're on our shit, you're gonna be on it.
Yep.
And that's what makes a good movie.
So that they sold it for $675,000. Castle Rock, who produced it, wanted Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio to star.
they didn't
Boston movie.
I was gonna say they didn't get too far off, and with the Boston
right,
movie, they did it.
But Ben and Matt wanted to star in it, so they took it to Miramax.
Mm.
We've had a lot of Miramax movies on this.
We have
on this wheel or series.
So I mean, I think this movie really highlights why I like the older movies. Not necessarily better, but there's that appreciation for them because it's like we've talked about this before. We get Matt, Ben, and they're like starring roles, young as shit, and we get the young Robin Williams and everything. I know that's a little off topic, but like to see them before they're stars until now, and it's still just as good. Is like you just know at the time when they watched this movie, you knew they were just gonna pop off to stardom, right? To a degree. But in terms of screenplay, I don't know if Pursuit of Happyness has one here, and not just because it's a true story, but it's more so because it's kind of just Chris. The conversations between Sean and Will are top tier, man. Their interactions, that is the movie.
Yeah, I have no room to disagree.
Yeah, no, I was just the only thing I was gonna say about like when we were talking about the actors and you saying that they're all cheat codes, like I was looking at both, like we've done before, of trying to find like the Green Tomatoes for both these movies, and the critic score was significantly lower than the audience score for Pursuit of Happyness, and most of the bad ones would say, in some kind of sense, that Will Smith just carried the movie, and it's like, well, first off, it is based on one guy.
Kind of the point.
Yeah, but Will Smith, it's like
has to, yeah.
No matter no matter what jargon they wanted to use in a critique way to try to say it wasn't a good movie, they're like, but Will Smith just carried the movie. But it's like the whole movie is
are you going to say that
about one guy?
Yeah, are you going to say that about
literally what happened? Literally what happened in real life.
He's so good. Will Smith's so good that what are you going to do? Say that about I, Robot? Are you going to say that about I Am Legend? Are you going to say that about countless other movies that he's the star?
He does do a lot of solo movies.
Point. That's what he's good at. You can't.
We were looking at
on what he's supposed to be there for.
We were looking at pre-pod too, like he's an executive producer on a lot of his own stuff. Like he is
almost everything, dude.
He is very involved, and I mean King Richard is a new one. I haven't watched it, but it is. It is him.
Off script, off pod talk. Just I hope and wish that Will Smith just gets right back into his thing. Since the Chris Rock thing, I haven't really been looking at what he's doing.
We did.
I know what he's doing because we looked it up. He's doing a 100-day travel around the world nature show with Nat Geo.
All right, let's skip that. That's not what I'm interested in. What movie is he doing?
Oh yeah, he's doing a TV show.
Okay. I Am Legend 2 is in production with Michael B. Jordan.
But he's producing it. Will Smith's producing it. Okay.
He's involved.
I mean, everything. I'm in. Dude, I swear to God, you go all the way back to like 2001. He is executive producer on every single one of his things.
Yeah,
kind of a crazy run.
My point of bringing that up is just like it just sucks that he kind of gets in a bad limelight of these things just because of the relationships he's in the real world.
Well, I said
it's the same thing.
I said earlier that I thought he was one of the best actors of our lifetime. And now he hasn't done as much recently, and Geese did not agree with that. He was not. I don't know if it's because he thought I said top 5, but I think he's underappreciated. He's underappreciated now because of things that have transpired over the last however many years.
And
he's not as relevant.
He even has some back, pre 2000. I think some 2000. But man,
I don't remember when Independence Day was early 2000s.
Yeah,
or 90s.
I think it was. one of my critiques of him was that he kind of got into just playing the same role over and over and over again. And I feel like that was at like the, not necessarily the tail end of like his prime, but like once he got into like the bad boys persona, like I feel like that just carried on into everything he does.
And I disagreed but I also agree, and it goes back to him being,
to an extent, he's always been him.
He just, because Fresh Prince, right, is not the same as this movie, but like he is always, a lot of times he is the sole focus of, like Hancock we talked about. He is the superhero. He is I Am Legend. He is the lone survivor. Like he is, a lot of times it's just him as being the lead. But I think the genres of movies he's touched on is a lot broader. It's just easy. But when you think about it being, a lot of times it's just him. He is the focus.
Yeah,
it's hard to differentiate between a lot.
And I wouldn't call them the same roles. Like you're saying, you're calling them the same roles. I just think that he is like a 80% of the movie, and that's what you're kind of seeing. We're like, oh, there's Will Smith doing it again. Yeah, he's doing it again. It's like
he doesn't have.
Hancock is such an underrated movie. It's like a superhero movie,
but people hate it.
Like, the ending kind of sucks. I get that, but dude, the special effects for the superpowers,
and fantastic. Like he's like it's somewhat of a comedy too, but it's so deep. I don't know. Not to get on too much of a Will Smith tangent, but I just love him.
I'll get on
him too.
Hancock tangent, man. That movie.
You'll get on a Hancock tangent.
Well, it's like how many guys
with you?
Basically, all the guys, the main people in this 2 movie grouping, the leads, we could do a wheel with each one of them individually.
Oh yeah,
Easy. Like all of them have individual wheels that could be built out. That's how good they are. So
it's the Sandler wheel.
Yeah, you're comparing absolute horses versus absolute horses here. So it's like each of them could have a 20 movie wheel for us.
Right.
But all right, let's get one more in. Last topic of the evening here for part 4 of the pre-2000, post-2000 battle pods. We will wrap things up with.
Might make it to climax. No, I don't think it will.
Characters. I mean, we could veto it to climax if you wanted to. If we feel like we've already touched on it.
I feel like we have talked about the characters enough.
Yep, let's go to climax.
Cool with me.
Trav, I'd love for you to kick this one off.
I mean, I immediately think of the GIF, however you want to say it, of him.
It's GIF. There's only one way to say it.
I say GIF as well, and I think people who say GIF are wrong.
I think of peanut butter.
Yeah, that's peanut butter. Yeah.
Anyways, when he's walking down the stairs and he's into the sidewalk of all the busy people of San Francisco, and he's just clapping his hands over his head, and he just, man, I made it. All of this, literally the entire movie worth of conflict and pain and suffering and bullshit that he went through, did it, against all odds. Used his abilities, used his, his wit, his hard work, while also maintaining, keeping his kid alive and safe and, healthy enough, and letting probably the love of his life go. The mother of your child, at that point, it seemed like he wanted to make it work as much as possible, but knew that it wasn't going to work out. For all that stuff to kind of meet at that climax of, you're doing all the extra work. You're making all the calls. You may not be making it up all the way to the list because you don't put in the full 9-hour internship day, but you're doing as much as you can, and you're safe. That line of him saying, I don't hang up the phone every time because it saves me 8 minutes in a day. Right. Like, who else thinks of that stuff?
Not me.
And that's another piece of kind of the screenplay, going back to that a little bit, but the true story thing of having the guy that this is based off of telling you, like, hey, these are the things that I actually did, and being able to put that into the final scene of him taking that test, and part of that climax where he's in the elevator with the guy. He goes, I don't know, man. What do you think of the graphs? Oh, they weren't too bad. Yeah, I struggled with that essay part on the back.
Yeah.
The immediate panic.
Everyone's been there, man.
Oh yeah,
dude. How'd you do on that test? Oh, I thought it was pretty easy. What you write down? Right, what?
I thought it was on multiple choice.
Yeah. But yeah, the fact that all that comes together and comes to the, meets to the point of meeting that same office where he was covered in paint, dirty as shit, and has a conversation with the same people saying, you know what, come back tomorrow, bring that shirt, you got the gig. That is a very well written, well put together end of the movie that just makes you feel fantastic for him and fantastic for yourself, that you just think whatever you put your mind to, you can do it.
Oh, and the build up, something that we didn't touch on, but just the build up of that same interview, the first one, he didn't have, when he mentions it, there's too many lines for education. I went to high school,
Mm-hmm.
It's like I was the first in my class of 12.
Right.
And he's like, but I was also the first in my class of 20 people in my radar,
in the Navy, yeah.
Yeah, in my radar class in the Navy. And then he's got to do it one more time and be number one of 60 or whatever it was for this internship.
20. Yeah, I think that's why I was like, ooh, nice foreshadowing.
But that's what I meant is like,
too.
It didn't click to the end of watching it this time. It's like he did talk about being number one in this class, the next class, and then he had to do it one more time later on in his life in order to get the job. And yes, you're going to want to wear that shirt tomorrow.
He was number one.
Yeah. It's like foreshadowing, but it's a true story, but you don't know the story until you watch the movie.
Yeah.
But you don't realize he's got to do it one more time. You got to be no matter what the size is, if it's 10 or 100 people, you got to be number one.
I have an idea. This is what's bringing it. Like talking about this is bringing it up to me. The next Battle Pod series, whenever we get to it, I think it would be really cool and very fascinating if we did it all of movies that none of us have seen. Because watching these movies for the first time and preparing for something like this, those scenes would have much more of an effect. The scenes in Good Will Hunting, for me, like, would have 10 times more of an effect. Bringing, defense against or whatever for or against a movie like that would be wild. Having
I think
seen
I said
these
it
movies
last
before,
week.
Yeah. I think movies that we haven't seen before would be.
Never been much of a movie
might get
watcher
some bad
myself.
Ones too.
You might just hate you might hate your own movie. Yeah.
But then my first episode in, I watched Mohawk, and I was like, oh, "Here we go, boys."
Hey, there will be no slander on that movie.
Yeah.
That first reel was
Warcraft.
How about
banger.
The cherry Warcraft. I just saw something about Warcraft recently. It was basically like this movie wasn't great, but oh my god,
I love
the effects in this movie. The cherry on top of the whole movie of Pursuit of Happyness 2 was when they asked him, was it as easy as it looked? And then they gave him his $5 back. It's like, dude, you have no idea like what this guy was doing to make ends meet.
I thought he was giving him like $100 or something. Like
that $5 might as well have been 100.
Yeah.
Well, the guy that he paid his parking ticket for.
Yeah.
I would have left that parking ticket on the goddamn windshield and be like, sorry, dude, forgot. But maybe you don't get the job.
Yeah, that's
tough.
Thinking about that.
Missed his meeting, too.
Tough.
But, I can take this one, Geese, if you want to.
Oh,
unless you want to go.
No,
I can.
It's all you, Papa.
Well, I feel like you've been rolling. I've been researching, doing all sorts of shit here, but
I've been smoking.
The climax, in my opinion, Geese, you may have a different one, but I think the climax is when he's saying it's not your fault.
I was going to say the exact
it's not
same
your
thing.
fault.
Yep.
And he's like, "Don't fuck with me, Sean. It's not your fault. Don't fuck with me, Sean." They're just repeating back, yeah. And then just the final breakdown. And then I've seen Pursuit of Happyness. I haven't seen Good Will Hunting in its entirety. I saw plenty of GIFs or memes during football season, especially with the shittier teams. It's crazy how hard this is for you. this is so fucking easy. It's like I saw that gif a million fucking times in the last 3 years of football seasons, but yeah, no, just him breaking down on that, and then finally just he's like, I'm just gonna go to California, and I think it's Chucky knocks on the door. What the hell? He ain't here. Looks in. He gone. Good.
Yep.
He's gone. Taking that fucking piece of shit from Boston to California. No way he made it to Illinois.
Yeah, that car was a beater.
No fucking way. But yeah, that's kind of all I got on the climax. But yeah, just that scene in the office is the main piece there.
Yeah, no, completely agree. That scene really reminds me of like walking through sand uphill. Like each time he says it's not your fault, it's one step. Or like walking into like heavy wind, like it's not your fault. Blow back, not your. He kind of is persevering through that hard exterior shell that Will has, and then you just get him to break down, dude. Just 20 years of pent up frustration and feelings that, coincidentally, Chris didn't have that. He had he had the same type of issues, of trauma, of, just be piling emotions on top of each other because you're not releasing them. You're not venting them. You're not talking about them. And as we've talked through this pod, it really gets into that Chris is doing exactly what Will's doing. Like, take away the genius of it, right? Like, Will and Chris are doing the exact same thing. Yeah, Chris succeeded, but Will was able to, like, express himself at this moment to just get it all out there. And yeah, they're kind of fighting different things and everything, sure, but like the bare bones of it is like Pursuit of Happyness is almost the real version of Good Will Hunting. As real, yeah, he's a genius. That could happen in real life, sure, but like for the average guy, like Pursuit of Happyness is exactly what happened in Good Will Hunting. Just like it's real.
Yeah, and it's cool again to compare the fact that the climax of both movies, it is tears, and this time they are kind of for similar reasons. Not real. I mean, not entirely, but Will finally is like giving in to everything he never was able to do before, and Chris's tears of it paid off, and it does
to be able to do what Chris is doing, right? Like, he has to get over this block in order to go up the ladder and to get a career, and like Chris is actually doing that.
When you get the cherry on top for Good Will Hunting 2, where he does get the job, but then he's like, I'm gonna go see about a girl, like that line. And I wrote the same thing down for you guys movie too. Like, it's not your fault, and Will finally breaks down was like that is the moment of this movie. But you get to see the fruits of the labor. At least, they don't go show him getting to California because, as you mentioned, he probably didn't make it. But it's like you get to see
take a Greyhound instead.
Both of them have like you don't get to see the lives afterwards. But Chris is happy with Christopher Walken, and Will
Walken?
get. I know, right? That was. And Will gets out of Boston, and you see his buddy, all the reactions to it, and Sean, Chucky, like Chucky finally, this prick finally, took my advice. When in reality, it's like, well, this other guy had a pretty big part in it too. But it's like, it's comparable. The big point of both these movies is tears.
Yeah. Shout out Robin Williams. I mean, R.I.P. What a legend. I don't think anybody else could make a therapist in a movie.
No, that's all Robin. Robin. Easy.
Not be glorified, but also like show that that's what a therapist can do for you. Not necessarily the theatrics of it, but like, whatever you're going through, that's the whole reason to have somebody that's a professional talk to you. You know, like the acting just himself is,
their interactions are just top tier.
Yeah,
like
you couldn't have anybody else do it. That's what's really cool about some of these actors we're finding in these top movies of pre and post. Like you can't, you could, I guess you could do Brad Pitt and Leo, but it's not it, man. You can't.
It's one of those things where, like Shrek, you know, it was supposed to be Chris Farley, and then ended up being Michael Myers. And can you imagine anyone else doing Shrek?
It wasn't meant to be. That's how I view it.
Right.
It wasn't.
It was meant to be Michael Myers. Same here, man. I don't think there's anyone else that is as soft and hard as Robin Williams is. Like, he can simultaneously, and I've seen this videos where he's with Kermit, or with Elmo, I'm sorry. Like, he's with Sesame Street character, and he's messing around with him, and then he just kind of flips that switch. He's like, you know, it's like, you need someone that can bullshit with Will, but at the same time that is still a therapist.
But act it, you know?
Yeah. Just act it out.
Crazy. Good discussions, boys. I don't think any of us had any like inclinations of, oh, I hate your movie.
No,
you know,
I did like the callback at the end of Pursuit of Happyness, and maybe you guys talked about this while I was going from screen to screen, but just when he came, like, before in the movie, he's like, they just come out and they look so goddamn happy. And then they showed it again at the end, and now he's happy.
Right.
That's a great callback, and maybe I just repeated what you guys have already said.
No,
but
we didn't mention
it.
That's a good point.
No, the other piece that just made me think of too is when he has the quote, and it was on a lot of, the reason I remember is because when I was looking up backgrounds for the pod, like, this was one of the quotes that was showing up a lot, was when he's talking about Thomas Jefferson and the Declaration and how it's, you know, life, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness.
Not just happiness.
You got to find it.
Yes.
Yeah. Not everybody can just be. You're not just going to be happy all the time. So, yeah, good movies. I mean, these are good movies.
Yep.
But yeah, I had nothing.
Name any movie. Gods.
Nothing bad.
That's a good movie.
Good movie. I had nothing bad to say about either. So I will say I think Good Will Hunting potentially probably does better on a graphic. We'll see. It seems more. I mean, I guess
Will Smith who sees it. Yeah.
Will Smith himself can do pretty well.
I will say this: although it is a battle pod, and we're going head to head. I've seen Good Will Hunting a few times, and it's one of those movies that I do indeed give a 5.
I hadn't thought about the ratings as much.
That's a 5 for me. Pursuit of Happyness, I'd give a 4 or 5. I think 4 or 5, so probably in the 4.25 range, right in between there.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
Cool. I had both. I think I had both at 4.5.
I'll give.
I don't know what didn't get it over the edge for me on either one, but like they're both right there.
I'll give Good Will Hunting a 4.5 and Pursuit of Happyness a 4.
I think that's a common. That's probably a generality. That's what people are getting.
Yeah. I don't know what would have been done differently to make Good Will Hunting a 5 for me. Like, I don't have any critiques. I just
probably Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. Now that I know that, what I could have had, you know, that just loses a half star.
Well, I can see where you might not be getting the half star because you watch it after the fact, like when Damon and Affleck and even Robin Williams are a little bit more into their careers, like watching them back then, there obviously is a little bit of acting ability that they've gained since. Like there's still a little bit of that, but it does not take it away from me.
Ben Affleck just broods all the time, and Matt Damon does race car movies.
And he also goes to Mars.
No, I
Jason Bourne.
Yeah. That's the first thing. Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
I want to watch all Matt Damon movies, all Robin Williams, all Will Smith movies. I want to watch them all right now.
Yeah. Take you a while.
Yeah.
7 pounds. Have you guys seen that
I
one?
have not seen 7 pounds.
7 pounds. 7 pounds
that's pretty close to Pursuit of Happyness.
7 pounds was. We had
probably more.
We had both of those in the conversation, and we went with this one. So, because we'd both seen this. But yeah, 7 pounds rocks too.
Sweet. Yeah, good pot. Well, we got one more to go.
We got one more, and we've got a coin flip for who wants to go first or second. And I don't know if we have a coin flip. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. I was gonna say I don't want to flip a coin, but
I did count. Yeah, I did count these, and I didn't. When I saved this, so I didn't lose count of these, I ruined the topics wheel because I overwrote it somehow. Yeah.
Well. Yeah, so whatever this lands on...
I would assume whoever gets this is going to want to pick first.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I think there's so many... This could be just a total wild card head-to-head matchup here. This is the last one has to,
yeah.
Hold on. Let me throw this out here before we spin this wheel. Do we just agree on numbers, each of us, and when we're ready, throw them out?
Instead of spinning the wheel,
I think we do. I think we.
I don't know. Throw it out.
You're saying just
still, but I might do that anyway.
Both agree on a number now, and
then
so you don't have a clue what the other person's bringing.
Yeah, there's no.
Okay. I like that. Okay.
I'm in for that.
I'm in.
Thank you, Chris, for building this wheel.
Yeah. A lot of Trav Brendan crits on there.
Brett, what do you think?
No, it was already built, but it did cost the topics wheel.
And then we didn't use it.
I think we gotta go number 2.
Even better. 1 second, I had it pulled up and then I lost it. And I got it back. Okay.
Let's eliminate some, Brendan.
Okay.
Let's eliminate some.
One will eliminate. I think we did that last
I feel like
week.
number 2 is like the crescendo movie for us for pre-2000s.
Yeah, get rid of 1. 2 we did.
Two's gone.
Just
3 we can.
I think three's on the table for you.
No, I think we can eliminate it.
Okay, get rid of 3.
I think we've already touched on that too much.
Get rid of 4.
Okay.
I know we were gonna do.
Would keep 5.
Keep 5.
4.
Do you want to keep 6?
We could throw that in there 6. just to talk about 8. It, because why not?
Keep 8. Eliminate 9 just because.
But I just don't feel like that.
Gentlemen, I got one more thing for us. I know this is getting a little more into it.
I'm about to bring the wheel back in to your audibles.
You're going to bring the wheel back in. I think we each present 3 movies from our list to a wheel, and then the wheel decides head to head.
No,
we gotta throw we gotta throw the banger out.
I think we're 5, 6, 8.
Yeah,
I'd almost think about 11 too, Geese.
5, 6, 8, and 6 being the wild card. 6 is definitely the wild card, but 5 and 8, 5, 6, 8.
4 is our wild card, Geese.
Yeah, 4 would be our wild card. What did you say? You said 11.
Yeah, that 11 would be.
Brendan, I kind of want to save 5 for.
Yeah, but see, it's like.
In terms of like odd wise, I don't think 11 works because we just did it.
I think.
Well, then that also
we can do
that also makes me. I know, and you know my thoughts on
because
8,
it's like,
and I
it's
don't
away
really
from
care anymore.
We've
great podcasting. Shout out Trav for this idea.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
We're sticking with it, Geese. 2.
2, I'm in.
All right, so they're going 2. Do you want to go? Do you want to go 8?
Yeah,
I think we have to.
Yep.
Well, now we don't know who says it first. That's the problem.
No, now we have a wheel.
Okay.
Yep,
But 2-8.
2-8 locked in.
2-8. 2-8.
And we have Chelsea. Chelsea's got her.
Can confirm. Yeah.
Yeah.
8. We had to. Yeah. And I think based on them going back to them saying 2, we'd made the right choice by going 8.
I agree.
But I have a weird feeling about what they do.
I think I
hyped
up this wheel so long. Like a 30-second one.
Come on, sit.
No, that's them.
Ooh, I guess it doesn't matter.
I think we let them say theirs first, Trev.
Yep.
That's good. All right. We'll let.
We said 2. Hey, we said 2 and 5, right?
Yeah.
2-8.
That's it.
Let me get the year here. 1 second.
Oh, I guess I could do that too.
All right. We are going The Matrix. 1999 action sci-fi.
Yes. Because what year is that?
1999.
1999, The Matrix. Because we are going 2008 action crime, The Dark Knight, with Heath Ledger. Oh yeah, that turned out well. That was not planned for anybody listening.
Honestly, if you guys would have presented Matrix, we would have went Dark Knight. If we went Dark Knight, I would imagine it would have been.
Yeah.
It's like mind readers over here.
Now, since we're done here, I will reveal that our wild card, our last one, if we were like going to continue the structure, was going to be Tommy.
Tommy Boy, we knew you guys.
Yeah.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah,
we would have had a Pulp Fiction-esque issue going over here on the backside.
Because the whole premise of the battle pod, we were like, all right, I'm going to toss Tommy Boy in there and let him tell me that their movie's better.
Do you guys want to go through our list?
Let's do it.
Yeah,
might as well.
Yeah, we got time.
Rip it quick. I guess we can go back and forth here if you want to.
Yeah. Let me.
We went random. Our list was number random, not like
so was ours.
Order.
Yeah, we
just
also
go through
randomized
genres
it too.
Did you guys pull? What did you guys use number 1 yet?
We didn't. We just
no.
One
Okay.
on our list is like second to last. Like on
we just randomized it.
I'm just talking about.
I'll run through.
We just read through it.
I'll just read through mine or ours. Sorry, Crit. So we have The Matrix, Jurassic Park, Pulp Fiction, Tommy Boy, Malcolm X, Home Alone, Lion King, The Silence of the Lambs, Alien, Good Will Hunting, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Rocky, A Few Good Men, Saving Private Ryan, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Which, thank God we didn't pick that, because you guys would have wiped the floor with us probably with No Country for Old Men as your Western.
Yeah. I think for the most part, and I think it's hard for you guys to not do this with your list, is there's a lot of 80s and 90s, like it's closer to 2000s, but that is obviously like the peak of
it's like, dude, if we start going back to like
throwing in Good, the Bad, and the Ugly in your list, I'll give you props for that.
That's right.
That's a great
one. No, dude, it's like going past like 85, we're getting into movies like, dude, like even if I like the movie, like it just won't hold up to whatever you're gonna pick. Like there's no chance.
The only ones I'm surprised I didn't hear was Godfather and Goodfellas.
Right, we had that on there. Right. I think we went with Pulp Fiction on there because of the genre, and we were like, well, Godfather 2 is actually the better one. So
we have one like that too. We didn't pick Lord of the Rings because of which one was the most popular, but our list was. We had some curveballs on ours. We had Gladiator.
Nice.
And Inside Out. We had Prisoners. The Hangover. Interstellar. Sinister. Parasite, The Dark Knight, Finding Nemo, No Country for Old Men, Insidious, Step Brothers, The Wolf of Wall Street, Miracle on Ice, and Pursuit of Happyness. So we doubled up on some genres, thinking we could cover multiple and cutting out some of the smaller genres.
Yeah, and we went more spread out. Like one movie could fill like 3 spots.
We could do a wheel series on the remaining movies.
Miracle was like, how are you going to tell me you guys? How are you guys going to tell me you don't like the Miracle? That's why we picked it.
Yeah,
that's why we have a Rocky.
That's why we have Rocky.
Yeah. They pick Tommy Boy, we pick Miracle. It's like, good pod, boys. We'll see you next
Balls
week.
in your court. Yeah.
Cancel next recording.
Yeah. I was like, they got a statue of this fucking guy in the city, and this dude's diehard Philadelphia fan. You gonna tell me he's gonna...
You want to throw that?
Really?
We're throwing the United States of America at you, buddy. That's where we're going.
Yeah, I didn't really like Miracle because it's kind of it was like based on
It's so political.
It's weird countries and playing hockey. Well, good. Well, we got The Matrix and The Dark Knight to wrap things up, which is just...
Those are long fucking movies, dude.
Very, very funny that
we have
randomly
2 days.
Yeah,
they randomly matched up against each other.
Barely. Yep.
Good news for The Dark Knight for me is I can watch that without having to completely take a ton of notes. I just need to get back into it. The Matrix is another one that I remember very, very little, if at all. I mean, I know what it's about, but
Keanu.
I know. I'm gonna have to lock in for that one.
Yeah, same here.
The Dark Knight I've seen. Yeah,
a million times.
Old Heath, baby. We had to have the Joker out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Funny that the total random ends up being a movie that would have been probably picked against the other one. So didn't work out the way we thought it would, but it still fits the theme of what we've been doing. So
I thought you guys thought we were going Tommy Boy.
I did. I texted Trav. They're gonna go comedy, and we knew Tommy Boy was gonna be the one that you'd have. Our wild card, which would have been the most interesting debate, was our wild card for this pick was going to be Sinister. So it would have been Sinister versus Tommy Boy, which would have been a very odd discussion to argue and relate movies on. But
we're just too good at this.
Well, excited to get to the final episode. We will have polls that have been finished by then, and then once we get all of the final votes in, which will be a few weeks out from this recording, we will go over nothing on the line, just trying to get some engagement, see what you guys think out there. Pre-post
Instagram
2000
polls and Spotify polls,
and I'll go TikTok too. So we'll get them all up and running. So we'll get polls on Instagram, TikTok, and on Spotify too, to try to generate some more votes there. But we had a good turnout. You know, we promoted it a lot, so had people, firing some stuff off just to try to get some more engagement. So hopefully that will draw more and more every time we get a poll out there. But been a fun series, going to stem some ideas for future pods that we have, and then we will have a new wheel idea ready for you guys on the next episode when we talk about The Matrix and The Dark Knight. But get out and see some movies. We did not see anything for you this time around, and last week I forgot to wish you a happy National Days, so let's not do that again, guys, because happy National Bike to Work Day. Not going to catch me doing that, but if you can,
oh no,
get on a bike. Get on a bike and work. The next one might be a little bit better. National Pizza Party Day is today here on the 15th. So
I had pizza yesterday.
Happy National Endangered Species Day. And watch out for those dying breeds. And
dude, we got woodpeckers at my property right now, and they are endangered species. You can't touch them. They are locked in from February to July, just wrecking havoc on all the siding right now, dude. It's terrible.
I hear one in my neighborhood, and I just I get a good smile out of it because I'm like, oh, that's a woodpecker. But
yeah,
you're
fucking shit up is what it's doing, dude.
Pecking through his bedroom door wall.
You ever see Looney Tunes, man? That fucking Woody the Woodpecker? Fuck that guy.
Hey, mine's And happy National Do Lunch with Your Dog Day. So make sure to get a pup cup, get something out there, get your dog some extra grub.
Get a treat for yourself.
Get out, see some movies, watch The Matrix, watch The Dark Knight, and enjoy Battle Pods episode 5 coming to you next week. So we love you, we care about you. We'll catch you on the next one. Never forget your extra butter.
Extra butter on the corn for me. Extra butter. I hope they don't charge a fee. But it won't matter anyway. I got a good movie to play. I'm gonna ask my friends to stay extra butter for me.